We finished up the circuit in the AWC, and I think the main story for me was like the power of Rogue Mage. And like you saw it in the chat, everyone was complaining about Rogue Mage, you know, Outlaw Rogues, Holy Priests, Fire Mages, but it seems that there's actually some comps that can figure it out. Now the question is, are these teams going to be able to implement these comps against Kungana, right? Like, so we've seen, for example, in North America, both Team Liquid and Kawaii. So both Team Liquid and Kawaii came up with like some alternate compositions to actually beat Rogue Mage. Kawaii, at first, it was the Rogue Shadow Priest Paladin. Then they actually brought in the Rogue Ret Paladin. So Retribution Paladin and Holy Paladin. So Kawaii actually didn't play Holy Priest. In kind of the Holy Priest meta, where every other team in the entire tournament was playing Holy Priest. Like, it's crazy, the stats. You should see them. So if you look, this is, okay, I don't want to look at this. I want to see, these are the AWC round robin stats. If you look at the top healers, it was like, you know, 74 wins for Holy Priest, 82 losses for Holy Priest, and then there's just one Paladin. This is the only Paladin. I mean, Absurge played a little bit of Paladin, to be fair. Absurge played a little bit of Paladin, and obviously Brain played a lot of Paladin, so he's the one that kind of made it work the most. So in North America, it seems like the teams that figured out RMP are, you know, in the position 1 and 2, and then in Europe, you have Kungana, who, in my opinion, is the best RMP in the entire game. After watching all the games play, there's some solid RMPs. Like, obviously 3.5 Men is insanely good. And a lot of these alternate RMPs that are playing like Outlaw RMP, but I would say that none of them are as good as Kungana. I feel pretty confident in saying that, to be honest with you. So Kungana, best RMP in the game. They absolutely dominated Europe, but in North America is a little different. The teams that actually had counter comps for RMP, and mostly those comps were like Outlaw Cleaves. It was like Outlaw was one. Outlaw Unholy Death Knight was one that we saw yesterday. We saw Outlaw Retribution Paladin, and then Outlaw Shadow Priest. And those seem to actually be able to go toe-to-toe in a series with at least the North American RMPs. So I kind of wonder if we see any of the top 4 teams in Europe pick up some of those compositions. But yeah, there's other compositions too, like a Demonology Warlock, Unholy Death Knight. Like, I was actually quite surprised at how well the Unholy Death Knight did when Mez busted it out yesterday. I think Demonology Warlock is another one of those comps that's super duper disruptive to RMP. So it might be something that people end up running. I think those are going to be like the best bets for these teams. But, you know, kind of in conclusion to the 4 weeks, we can see this is the circuit. So interestingly, let's call this out. First of all, I want to give a big shout out to Drusvar. Thank you very much for all these fantastic stats. That's a great website and resource if you guys want to check it out, drusvar.com, for all things WoW. But if we look at the top comps, okay, actually there's a few things that are interesting to me. So top classes were Rogue. And Rogues actually ended in a dead even, 103 wins, 103 losses. The top healer was Holy Priest, by far. Was that a Shadow Priest? What is that? Oh, this is top classes. So this is top classes. Yeah, top classes. You have Rogue, you have Priest, you have Mage, then you have Paladin, then you have Hunter, then you have Shaman. And it's a pretty drastic drop-off after Paladin, to be honest with you. It's like, it's pretty remarkable. Did Hunter, wait, what is this? 1 win. Oh, this is US. Okay, so Jellybean managed to get 1 win. So this is just US, but in the US, it was Rogues, Priests, Mages. That was the story of the entire circuit. But then you had teams bring in the Paladin, the Retribution Paladin, you know, Unholy Death Knight to do okay. You can see the top specs here. What's really interesting to me, though, is the top races. This is not how it has ever been in the past, okay? So look at the top race. Human, 463 games played. After that, it's Orc at 66. Human, 463. Orc, 66. Like, holy mother. That just shows you the power. That's why all my characters are human, and I'm going to be using Relentless as well, because it is just absolutely insane. Love it. Absolutely love it. Let's see Europe. Where's the European one? All right, eat it. Okay, so in Europe, same kind of story. The top specs were Holy Priest, Fire Mage, Outlaw Rogue, and then it's a steep drop off after that. So like when you look at Holy Priest, Fire Mage, Outlaw Rogue in third was 110, over 110 games played, and then Frost Mage was the next most popular or most effective, I guess, based off its wins and losses at like 15 games played. Fury Warrior, obviously good. The Retribution Paladin didn't do so well. The top races in Europe, kind of similar. Human just drastically better than the rest. But yeah, the story was all about RMP, but it was interesting at the end. Kawaii kind of came up with some comps with the Ret, Holy Priest, or Holy Paladin, Rogue, and Liquid played a couple different Outlaw cleaves, like Outlaw, and Outlaw Unholy Death Knight to beat the RMPs. Like Cloud9 basically just adapted to play RMP, 3.5 men, only played RMP, LF Org, SK Gaming. LF Org is mostly playing like Turbo and like Mage Lock, I guess. Turbo / Mage Lock. SK Gaming, they tried to play some Rogue Mage. They play a little bit of RMP, but also Mage Lock, I'd say, were kind of their primary compositions. Casual Dads, they're just an RMP team mostly, and then you have RMP. So I'd say RMP super duper effective. Now the real question is, to me, like I said, are Liquid and Kawaii with their kind of counter comps to RMP going to be able to actually beat Kungana? Because yeah, most people have just been saying that RMP is completely unbeatable, but that hasn't actually been the case in North America, at least. So yeah, I'm curious. When I kind of look at the regions, like my prediction for the teams that win in North America are going to be Kawaii and maybe Liquid. Like those are the teams I think will probably do the best. I could see Cloud9 and 3.5 men step up. The one thing I would say for 3.5 men is, like, yesterday, for example, I feel like 3.5 men could have counter-comped Liquid. Like when at least when they locked in like the Unholy Death Knight Outlaw Rogue, I feel like they could have maybe tried something else. Maybe they will next time. But if like Kawaii and Liquid have RMP figured out, I think 3.5 men may need to like expand their comp pool a bit more, because they do have a fourth member that's super good, and they could actually try running something else. And then I think for LF Org, I would actually really love to see them play like DK Demo, but the problem is they can't. Can they play DK Demo? SK Gaming? Can SK Gaming play DK Demo? I don't really know what composition they're gonna run. I don't think they should go into like RMP mirrors, but yeah, Zpi can DK. I think DK Demo could actually be a really solid pick for SK Gaming. I would love to see it. Casual Dads, I think all they need to do is work on their mirror, because Casual Dads is one of those teams where they actually do extremely well. The only team they've lost, like really convincingly lost to, was Kungana and Mirrors. Other than that, they looked super good on their RMP. So the Dads are definitely holding it down. And then, yeah, for the cross-region tournament, I'm excited. I will say the one thing that scares me the most about the cross-region tournament is ping. So from what Kungana was saying yesterday, it's going to be West Coast US servers and then EU servers. So the people that are going to benefit the most from this are going to be East Coast US players. Like East Coast US players are by far the most beneficial, in my opinion. So I think if you have a team that's all from the East Coast of the US, they're going to have the biggest advantage in this tournament, because the European players are going to get screwed on West Coast servers, and West Coast players are going to get screwed on European servers. So it's really, really interesting to see how that will happen. I kind of feel like they should do East Coast servers, but the problem is there's players like Prev who are from New Zealand, and I don't even know, but I assume Prev gets like 250 ping to US West, and probably gets like 400 ping to US East, 400 to US East, and then probably 500 to EU. So Prev is basically not going to be able to play on the European servers, unfortunately. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that whole thing, but I'd say my biggest concern for the cross-region tournament is, like, if we see Kungana / Kawaii go head-to-head, and the way it works is just Kungana wins EU servers and Kawaii wins all NA servers, and then it's just like whoever gets lucky or has a better seed in game number 1. It's like, you know, and obviously with this format, it can't be perfect, so I'm not trying to criticize. It's just an unfortunate reality of doing an online tournament, but I still think it's going to be super duper fun. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Kungana with their RMP are just going to stomp everyone, or if Liquid and Kawaii have kind of figured it out? I really do wonder if some of these other teams are going to be able to come up with answers, because it at least seems like RMP is not completely unbeatable. It's pretty damn good. It's close to unbeatable, but yeah, some of these teams have come up with some solid answers.